If God is the creator of all things, if he has all wisdom and all power and all knowledge, then why couldn't he communicate with us through his Spirit in a way that allows us to get to know him? Why can't he take our initial belief in him and over time actually allow us to get to know him? Check this out. There's a verse in John chapter 17, verse 3. It says, "And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent." When we take time to build a relationship with God by listening to him and trying to be like him, you build a relationship with him, and your initial belief turns into knowing him. And that's the point. Getting to know who God is what it's all about. And this is what's waiting for all of us if we put in the work. A relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's such a powerful thing. The other thing I was thinking about as I was studying is recently I was ruminating on the fact that things at work might not ever change for the positive. And I started to pray that God would help me, and he did. So I want to let you know what happened. While I was at church, there's a couple that shared their testimony about two things. So the first thing was increasing faith in Jesus Christ by studying from the Book of Mormon. And the second thing was attending the temple regularly. And it hit me really hard that this is part of receiving the strength promised to us by God when we choose to follow him. So later that night, while I was praying before bed, I asked Heavenly Father to change my perspective on things. Specifically, I asked to have my vision of my circumstances changed. I want to see things differently, and I've never done that before. So the next morning, as I was doing the trash job, a verse from the Book of Mormon came to my mind. It's 1 Nephi chapter 17, verse 13. It says, "And I will also be your light in the wilderness, and I will prepare the way before you, if it so be that ye shall keep my commandments." "Wherefore, inasmuch as ye shall keep my commandments, ye shall be led towards the promised land. And ye shall know that it is by me that ye are led." I think just remembering when I do my best to follow Christ, he will lead me. And I can know that I am being led by him. And that's so comforting. Then after, I thought of a talk by Elder Peter M. Johnson. And he talks about what he calls the 3 Ds of the adversary: deception, distraction, and discouragement. And it was at this point that I realized that I was being discouraged by the adversary. This was my shift in my perspective. I was able to realize clearly that I was being led down a path of discouragement, which isn't good. And so then this led me to realize that it's so completely pointless to try and control things that are simply out of my control. And this is hard to do on a regular basis, but I realize that it's totally doable. I feel like I've gone through this process so many times, and I'm so grateful for a patient and merciful God that helps me out of the hole I often dig myself into. And little by little in my life, I'm realizing that when you choose to follow Christ, He will be there for you every single time. He will never give up on you or leave you alone. And He'll provide you with His power to overcome because He overcame all. God will always be there for you if you allow Him to do so. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me for a minute today, and I wish you the best, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me at The Trash Job. Peace.